of Aubameyang just yet, and Mario Lemina, left on the bench, will come on as an impact player throughout the game, Amanda.
No, absolutely, and you rightfully mentioned how it is that they're starting to get a local coach, local players as well, and I think it's...
Hopefully you guys do enjoy the stream. It is Cameroon versus Gabon.
Listen, shake things up, see what happens, and this is a big game. You can see that the Gabonese supporters there getting a lot of applause and appreciation from the players who've just gone over and appreciate them. The same for Cameroon. They've got lots of supporters here. It's a big battle. Remember, it's a derby. It's a Central African battle. We are getting down to business. It's Group F here in Agadir. Cameroon, Gabon, enter the fray and deliver.
Game is on the way, folks. Gabon versus Cameroon.
As we get to see what the Panthers are capable of doing here. Of course, two-time quarterfinalists. Long ball gone through. Danger galore. Brian Mbumo can score goals. And that was the first little dose of danger, if you like, Amanda, as the quick ball up towards the Manchester United man shook the defender's boots a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a sign of things to come. He's definitely been playing in between those lines. He's playing as a second striker this evening. And those balls are definitely going to start creeping in for the Gabonese. So
Just doing the poll for you folks so you guys can vote.
Yeah, that's exactly that. And, we actually see you've got three players at the back for Cameroon with Baleba just in front. For me, that tells you that they're going to be playing more of an attacking game. And then they lock back into their blocks, when they're actually...
There you guys go! On for you guys to vote who you think is going to win. Cameroon, Gabon, or draw.
Right centre, just like we're seeing down that left-hand side. A little bit of a tussle over on that left side. Won by Anthony Oyono on that occasion, but they do win a corner.
Yeah, this is going to be the game plan for Cameroon.
This can be interesting. The Gabon versus Cameroon game. This is going to be interesting.
Of course, for Cameroon, trying to get the boys moving, coming from local coaching missions, of course, but nothing international. And the first corner of this encounter, front post, and it's cleared. The ball does come back and a chance to whip it in. It goes a little bit too high.
Good ball in, but a bit too high and over the top. Go get to Gabon.
Moyuma, the Gabon head coach, and interesting to see how he fares. Of course, the 50-year-old Cedric Mubamba is his assistant, a former player for Gabon, of course, with 76 games in a wonderful career. So those two will be working their magic for Gabon to try and see what they can conjure up against their neighbours.
Yeah, and maybe just to get back to the point of Cameroon, you rightfully point out to the three centre-backs, and I guess they want to really go with the wing-backs, because they want to pin the full-backs of the Gabonese.
Yeah, they've got wing-backs who can fly down the flanks,
This is going to be a very interesting game.
They literally just rocket themselves down those two flanks, and they'll be lighting up this Agadir Stadium as we've got a throw into over on that far corner, and a chance for Cameroon to try and get something long thrown into the penalty box. Doesn't get past the first player, Teddy Avalan, and goes back out. The throw in. Dong. Cameroon looking very, very motivated, confident and happy in their camp, which were dispossessed in the midfield on this occasion, with Gabon picking the ball up down this left-hand side. A little bit of danger and a chance for them to try and move forward. Boanga's dangerous, he really is. The ball gets knocked out of bounds. Good solid defensive work as toCameroon comes back and deals with him. Corner it is. And Dennis Boanga, 31 years of age, very fast. I think that what he's done in the MLS in terms of just ripping up the turf because of the velocity that he creates when he's dancing down that left side. Already started off quite well here tonight. Maurice Zapenda, some of the big guys coming up. Watch out for the movement just inside of the penalty box as the ball comes across. Not a perfectly taken corner, is it, Mbawanga kicks away at the front post quite competently there by Carl Eta Young, EUD Levante player based in Spain. Had a wonderful spell playing for Villarreal.
Hopefully we get a goal early on or something like that.
Looks like it came off the hands, but they'll just get the throw in. That conditions, of course, that we saw today. Woke up and there was a very large cloud, dumping quite a lot of water, here in Agadir, and it's not going to become too clear as the ball goes through and picked up, dealt with by Apassi at the back, and we're going to have quite a lot of moisture here for the next few days, it appears, for that little confrontation that you're looking forward to, Amanda. Or was it Egypt against Bafana? I think that, there's like, come on, I can't wait for this one. Well, it's coming soon, okay? We'll deal with this first.
Let's deal with this one first.
Back to Apassi. Apassi, of course, got himself into a position.
It is 5 minutes play. Cameroon 0. Gabon 0.
There's a long ball going through, and Pimo just a little bit hesitant there. You could also see that Eta Young unable to just get through and find the ball through the traffic. Like the way that Samuel Cotto is, seeing these things, seeing chances to thread the ball through. Boom, picking the ball up, gets in front of his man. There's a nice little ball. Good chance for Cameroon!
What a goal! What a goal! Oh, it's offside! 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 Offside!
But the flag has gone out, and the excitement comes to an end abruptly for the indomitable Lions. You can see that, well, there was a swift reaction. Let's just have a look at this again. Well, this is going to go to VAR.
Oh!
Yep. That is, it looks like it's going to be given just from our thoughts initially.
Yep.
But the referee's saying, hold your horses, wait one moment. Wait until I make the decision. So a little bit of pressure here. The Egyptian referee, Mohamed Amar, just making it clear to Lois Umbaba that I will make the call for when this will be taken. Is he being instructed or being given more information about what happened there?
More information, and he has to take his time, because I do feel that Young, strongly feel that he did exceptionally well to hold his run. The timing was perfect, the weight of the pass from Muma, they broke that line, and I think that should be a goal.
Well, you can see that there's Bruno Manga just talking with the referee, and we will bide our time, but you get the impression that this is something's going to happen. Still not being given the green light to take this free kick. And of course,
Oh, is the goal going to be given? That's the thing.
Japanese journalists and Cameroon journalists just close to us, and there's a lot of activity following that ball that flew past the goalkeeper there, Lois Mbaba, still a club in Cote d'Ivoire. And there is
Goal! Goal has been given!
VAR. No need for it. There are the celebrations. And how about that?
There you go, folks. It is Cameroon 1, Gabon 0. Wow, VAR's given it.
To this Group F encounter. The celebrations. It couldn't have started better as we take a look at the replay here. That was the high ball that came up. And Bomo was there. Look at that ball to the right-hand side. And a first-time strike that delivers the Lions with an opening goal. Delightful setup, wasn't it, Amanda? And a slick finish with that right foot from Carl Eta Young.
Absolutely, the timing of the run from Young, the weight of the pass from Buma, those are the kind of combinations you want, but the goalkeeper should have done so much better. The ball just going between his legs.
1-0. Cameroon take the lead. And the decision, there we have the confirmation of the goal in the 6th minute. The decision by David Pagu to bring in this young Carl Etayon from UD Levante in Spain instead of the likes of Vincent Aboubakar has paid off so far.
Yep.
Clearance at the back, dealt with. Look at that, fired up, aren't they? Tolo Nuhu, the captain, coming across and sweeping, as we like to say.
He's definitely going to be crucial in terms of taking care of those spaces, but also just giving the cover to that midfield.
Gabon on the attack, high ball coming over. Chance for the goalkeeper, Passy. Roger Passy. And a ball that's gone down the right-hand side. They go dancing, they go moving. Slick activity.
Here comes Cameroon! Cameroon! Oh! Is that penalty?
Referee doesn't bat an eyelid, and Gabon move forward with Boanga down the left side. Cuts in, looking for players to pass to, leaves it in the path of Undon. Out to the left-hand side, gets it back. There's the movement up front. Gabon on the attack. They have been dispossessed. Bumo, and of course the danger man. The young goes down. No foul given. Picks up here quite competently as Gabon go moving forward. That's a good little header. Boanga trying to get in there, but it's a Passy who pounces. I'm talking about pouncing animals. Of course, we've got lions and we've got panthers.
Yeah.
So we're spoiled for choice tonight, Amanda. But very strong start this is from Cameroon. They'll like that, and I think that when you see the David Pagu coming in, the 56-year-old, he's only been in the job for 23 days, and he has to work hard to get everybody ready and motivated. And they already look as though there's something.
Here comes Cameroon.
The ball's being picked up once again. It's Young. The defense coming to the rescue with Kwele Manga doing the business. All that experience, of course, that enables him to get a timely challenge in. Collected by Cameroon. And just calmly using their defenders at the back. Back to Che Malone. Bruno unable to use that left foot to flick the ball through to his front man. Picks up here, danger. And Gabon on the attack. Look at that for defensive work. Oh my word. Well, the neighbourly love not existing on that occasion, was it? Strong work to come back and deal with that by Baleba. He wasn't taking any nonsense, was he?
He works really hard in that midfield, box-to-box kind of midfielder. He wants to make sure that he adds extra numbers at the back. Because they're playing with wing-backs, you need that extra cover and needs that guy to really sweep things up.
Yeah, it calls for some very quick adjustments when you're going from offence to defensive play, and the wing backs be wrapping up.
If you guys want to get your questions in the chat, like and subscribe. I'm always good to answer all your questions.
Well, this is Gabon on the attack over on that right hand side, and it's put on the left foot, so there's a ball that's come across. It's been cleared very solidly there by Samuel Ikocho. And Gabon looking to try. Oh, they're giving the ball away. Now, watch out, there's danger. Bomo picks the ball up. Watch out, there's Etayon. He's in the right position. But the ball doesn't get past the last defender. And Manchester United man. But if that would have been threaded through, it could have been a different story altogether. That was the foul on Ipumbier.
Yeah, but I think for Bruno's experience, I thought he could hold on to the ball a little bit. There's no need, they want to outfit more numbers. Yes, it's a counter. If it's not working, it's not on, try and regroup once again.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if David Pagu has literally said, catch them out quick, move that ball really quickly. If you pinch the ball in there, just around the midfield, and allow them to move like Mpomo, who's nearly latched onto that, but has been snatched by Lois Mbaba.
Yeah, good intensity. But of course, it has to be a little bit controlled. It's a little bit erratic at the moment, and then misplacing the ball possession that is Cameroon. They need to hold on to it a little bit.
Little deflection, picture in the middle there by Arthur Avoma, but they get the ball back. Gabon over to the right-hand side once again. Quite dangerous, but that's a solid challenge again. toCameroon. Oh, look at what he's doing. He gets hauled down, and he'll get the free kick. And just out
50 minutes play, Cameroon 1, Gabon 0.
The Lorient forward knew that he had lost that battle. And look at the body language from Captain toCameroon. He knows it.
A good turn from a defender to invade an attacking player. Shows great experience. That is the captain.
I don't know what it is about Agadir, but the intensity is most definitely in the air. We can feel it, can't we, Amanda? It's even the opening clash with Mo Salah's Egypt, of course, up against the very valiant warriors of Zimbabwe. I think that it's been threaded through to this neighbourly clash that we're seeing here tonight between Cameroon and Gabon. Deep ball dealt with at the back. Ikomi doing well, but it's been picked up over on that far side. And Dan and Yongwa, the Lorient player, two players for Lorient. 1-2, good opportunity.
Here comes Cameroon.
Picked up by Chamada into the penalty box. There's a header.
Ah.
Well, I think he was diffused just by the central defender who was marking him solidly, because you would have thought lofted up in the air like that. That was a sensational opportunity, but the marking was good from Gabon.
Yep, Chamada taking up a very high up position, and that's what you expect from him. Timed cross very well, but of course the bond doing absolutely great as well, just to hold on tight to that line and make sure that they clear their lines.
Bruno Aquile-Manga was the man, of course. Talked about his experience, played numerous years at Cardiff City, was deemed as an absolute, well, he's a cherished player at the back, and now he's football for Paris Athletic 13 in the French capital.
I mean, at 37, still leading the national team with that kind of experience.
But that's great. You need players like that. I mean, we had Washington Arubi, who's 40 years of age, playing for Zimbabwe. You've got players who can bring that experience.
And there's Pelemba of Mozambique, 42.
Come on. There's hope for us all. I shouldn't say that. That's an outrageous thing to say. Oh, a little bit of contact there in the midfield, and free kick for Cameroon. There we go. The tussling. Look at that. It's once again. I don't know. Carlos Baleba, the Brighton player, he's such a handful. He will just wriggle and get in your way, protects the ball. Like a real star. It's impossible to just pinch the ball from him when he's got it at his feet.
Yeah, the sheriff, he's bossing that midfield.
Oh, God.
Protecting the ball, recycling it, retrieving, and giving that ball possession back to Cameroon.
Gabon.
Survive! Survival of the fears is why the African Cup and
Poco down that right side. He's got speed.
Gabon. That's a go.
He gets crossover and it's headed away. And dealt with there just in the midfield. Arthur Avon just coming back. Wonderful. Dangerous indeed down that right side. Corner it is. And Dennis Bowanga will take this. Taken short, put on the left foot. Deflection. Chance for a shot. Oh, it's been picked up. And the ball, well, it doesn't manage to find its way underneath and into the back of the net, but there was definitely an offside on that move as the ball was kicked up very quickly towards the Cameroon front man, and they do pick it up. It's a foul. And a little smile from Card Young. Gabon will get themselves, there you go, very obvious offside call there, two players. he's a handful, isn't he, when you actually look at Carl Young.
I mean, coming in and starting for Cameroon, the absence of Abu Bakar has some big shoes to fill, and I think just 3 caps for the national team, you get to score your first goal at an AFCON. I think it becomes very important for his confidence.
Oh, come on, that's an absolute dream, isn't it? That's wonderfully done. And just showing off what he's capable of doing. And of course, when you have a strike who comes in and he makes his mark in his opening game, I think you can definitely say, well, is he going to turn into a Samuel Eto'o, a Patrick Mboma? Is he going to, be the next Roger Miller? Where's he going to go? The fact is, you get yourself a goal, you open up, and afterwards, anything's possible.
Anything is possible.
But the confidence most definitely is built from putting yourself in the score sheets.
Absolutely.
Picked up in the midfield there by Gideon Dong. Over to the right-hand side. It's been working quite well. There's the goal that's been scored there by Etta Young. Is again unable to do anything with it. He goes out to the left-hand side. And Cameroon on the attack. There's a good running. Lots of movement off the ball here for Cameroon as they try and thread the ball through. Doesn't happen. The idea was good there from Mboma, but there was no one there to latch onto that, and it's Gabon up the other end, working their magic. Openda over on the right-hand side, come for an offside position, but managed to get himself on the right side of the last defender there. So Gabon still in possession, still looking to try and get themselves an equaliser. Being put on the left foot, that's the shot, it's a rasping drive, and it just goes wide there from Dennis Bwanga. But why not give it a shot? It was set up perfectly.
Yep, set up perfectly. He knows that he should have done well. Does everything right in terms of cutting inside on that left foot. Tries to go for the far post. Hopefully this is the target, and for him, if he keeps persisting and he keeps driving the ball, anything can happen.
Anything can happen indeed. Well, just looking at some of the numbers about this clash here, of course, Cameroon 9 wins and 6 draws, 3 wins for Gabon. 18 matches played, but the last 4, it's been 2 wins for Gabon and a victory for Cameroon. And the last time that they battled it out, it was goalless in Libreville in 2017, and we all know what happened in that AFCON. It was all about the Lions, who managed to sharpen their claws rather than the Panthers, who didn't manage to sharpen their claws on home soil.
Yeah, you have to take a stop at some point.
A little bit of contact there, as we can see it by Etta Young. Didier Dong, of course, a little bit of getting tangled up. He plays for Esteghlal in Iran, and he's the only player actually in this Gabon team playing in Iran. Bokoum as well in the midfield for Golgahar. They're moving forward, danger lurking, and a little bit of a body hit there, body blow as the ball comes out to Chamadou. Oh, it's a delightful pullback, but the shot was good from Namasso, just a little bit wide of the target there, but Daniel Namasso looking very dangerous. Love that role that he's playing in the midfield. Long, lanky legs, and just skipping into those pockets of space in the middle, latching onto that, but just not on time.
Yeah, Chamadou once again, a good cutback. That's where you want to see Namasso. The late runs into that midfield. So much time, so much space. He just needs to make sure that he connects and gets the target.
Daniel Namasso played in the Portuguese Primeira Liga for Porto. 68 matches for him. Now based in France, playing for Auxerre. All going back to Che Malone. Was Cote d'Ivoire beating Mozambique 1-0 earlier, which means that the defending champions are at the top of the table. So this clash here is going to be important. It's been picked up. It's a little flick into the path or towards Mboma, but not capitalised. Balema going through the middle, quite happy to go through the middle, they really are, with Namasso as well. There's the ball coming out to Mboma once again. Here is the Manchester United man. Puts it on his right foot, high ball over the top, maybe a little bit too high for his teammates to get to latch onto that, and a little bit of contact there, and we can obviously see that Openda goes down. There you go, a little bit of a clash there as Captain Nuhu goes across. And he kind of says, "Come on, get up."
Maybe you should be a little bit kind to that. I think very combative in the duel, but it's the run afterwards where he gets on the foot.
Well, that's the goal, of course. We talked about the goalkeeper, Luis Mbaba, allowing the ball to go through legs. When it's hit at so much pace, Amanda, it is complicated and difficult to try and stop it because you're trying to spread yourself out and cover as much of the goal as possible. The offside is not accountable there, of course, as we saw. That's why the goal was given. The fact is that by the time that he struck it, you're trying to, close your legs and get in the way. But a great strike, but a great ball. I think it's Mbuma's vision that basically set that up originally from a Koto high ball over the top.
In that 10 position, you have to be aware, you have to be scanning the teammates, the bodies. Also, we mustn't forget it's been raining. The surface is wet. The goalkeepers become very critical in this element because we're talking about power. It just gets, you can just judge that as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's you've got it's all about timing. There's so much involved. How you strike the ball as well. We got a corner here for Cameroon as it's Carmack right across, headed away at the front post, dealt with there as they try and get rid of it. It's been picked up once again. That was so dangerous, Baleba. Brighton man, it's flicked on header there, but no one on the end of it. And the two Camerooni players on the right-hand side, unable to latch onto that. Koto was one of them, Bumo the other. Three shots to two. Interesting tussle, isn't it, between the two neighbouring nations, of course.
Becoming a little bit difficult for Gabon to really get onto that ball position. Cameroon are really smart in terms of just from the back, they want to bypass that midfield.
Well, there's a strong contingent of Gabonese supporters here in the stadium. The stadium is filling up very nicely. A lot of the fans arriving quite late, and mixed with some locals, of course. But it's such a fabulous stadium. Can't appreciate it more than what it is because it looks like part of the mountain from the outside. Yeah. It's got these ochre-coloured steps which are the same colour rock as the mountain, and it is quite unique. I've never been to a stadium like this before. It's wonderful.
It's beautiful.
And I think that it was the stone steps outside evoke a kind of a stepped pyramid kind of setup, which of course is the reason why Mo Salah felt at home, and Marmouche and El Shenawi, etc. Because it's like they're playing at home inside of a pyramid, for crying out loud. Love it.
Did you study architecture, right?
In a different life, I think, Ahmed. Let's get back to business. 27 minutes in, and we can see that Gabon trying to get themselves possession, but losing the ball. There's a surging run through the middle, and it comes to nothing because finally it's just been extinguished there by the Gabon midfield as they push out to the right-hand side. Long-range shot coming in. It's not a great one from Didier Ndong. Hopefully he could just test the goalkeeper because I think that Roger Passy hasn't really had so much to do. Like the way that the wingers are working, right in that middle section, I'm failing to see, a real serious threat, about someone playing in that centre-forward position. And you know what? When you think of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, you know that he would be marshalling that space to the point where he would be more than a handful for the Camerooni defence. And it's not the case because he's not on the pitch. We'll see him probably, he'll recover from that thigh strain for the match against Mozambique. And they'll probably be saying, oh, we're glad to have you back because there's a little gap in that front position. The wingers are working well.
Yeah, just a little bit of experience in knowing when to hold the ball and just those smart runs in and around the box. But also he's such a personality. The defenders won't get any rest knowing that he's around. So they're definitely missing him this evening. Very good defensive, the defensive organization, but they need someone just with that good touch in front of goals.
Yeah, but it's a striker's touch, isn't it? It's striker's eye. It's you know the timing of your runs. You know, reading the game in that final third. You know, it takes years of experience, not all the time, but for him, you know, he understands it. He knows where to go with his eyes closed. So I think that they'll be going when he comes back. We will have a different scenario. So they're hoping that for the second game, he will be back on the pitch, the Olympic Marseille player who's had such an illustrious career.
Very instrumental as well. In the qualifiers, scored 2 goals to make sure that here, of course, he's been injury prone as well. I think at his club, it's good that Gabon are back into this continental fair so that he can really showcase his class.
Yeah, he would love to. That will be his 5th Africa Cup of Nations if he gets to come on, of course, which would be a great thing for him. So it's the left thigh it is. That was the strain that he picked up against Monaco and just about 10 days ago, in fact. 84 appearances and 39 goals, just to give you an idea of, how instrumental he's been for his country. A little bit of disappointment, from Gabon losing out in that clash against Nigeria in the playoff to try and qualify. It was the DR Congo who managed to win, and they've got a fighting chance to qualify, of course, for next year's FIFA World Cup. Which could mean 10 African nations qualifying, not just 9. And they've got a fighting chance as well. Little tussle over on that far side again. And it's going to be a free kick for Cameroon. Well, battling. There's one thing that we most definitely see a lot from this Cameroon side is, they're very physical. Darlin Yongwa, he's just not playing second fiddle to Anthony Oyono. Samuel Eto'o, of course, who is the president of the Football Federation of Cameroon, will be very keen to see how his new coach and these young players get on. Already a fine slick start for Cameroon. Gabon, the Panthers looking to lead. 2 changes are happening here for Gabon, and this is quite extraordinary. And already you can just see we talked about Aubameyang. This is a massive surprise.
Yeah. Aubameyang just entered the chat.
And Mario coming on. Well, are they taking a risk or not with that thigh strain? Remarkable. Remarkable. Well, maybe they've been hiding some information from us, Amanda, because honestly, with all of the talk coming into this from all of the journalists, and we didn't realise that he would be making his entry. I don't think anybody did. High ball coming over into the penalty box. It's been headed out of play. And look at the timing, 33 minutes. High ball over the top. And that's the header that sends the ball out for a goal kick. Well, Thierry Mohamed, the 50-year-old, has thought, okay, he shrugged it off. He can get himself on the pitch and he can perform. Well, now's the time. But is there a risk involved? Maybe. Eto'o Young. Again, Cameroon pushing forward. The ball comes back. High ball. It's whipped over the top. And he does well. Does enough to make that safe, Mbaba. over to the right-hand side. The danger. Pender going down. He gets nudged off his feet. Just look at this little victory here. You can see the reaction, the body language from toCameroon. That's twice now that he's got the better. But that hand there, I mean, it was pretty blatant, wasn't it? Little shove on Royce Openda.
Yeah, it does really destabilize Openda. But I'm really enjoying that battle. Tulu and Openda, it's 2 out of 2 now for Tulu.
Yeah, I think that might turn around, and Bebo just leaving the ball behind, picked up in the midfield. And over to the right-hand side, here he is once again, Openda drops the ball in, the attempted bicycle there from Mario, why not? The fact is, you have the players who can do it, give them a chance, let them do their stuff. Mario Lemina is such a dangerous player, of course, and we chalked him up in such a big way before the game and thought, he's surely going to start. But no, he comes on after 30 minutes. And who joins him? Well, of course, it's Aubameyang. He's going to say, oh, if you're going on, I want to play as well.
I think 2 offensive changes from the coach, because he realizes, like I say, the defensive organization is really good. But on that second ball, they need a little bit of decisiveness, decision-making in terms of locating the players who really have a good first touch in the final third.
They probably didn't expect to go down so early, in the game. So you've got to make those adjustments. Coaches can make those adjustments quickly. But yeah, we'll see. Let's hope that he just stays fit. As the ball went across, it's been dealt with at the front post by Cotto. Cotto deals with it. And there's the quick reaction. Oh, the little touch there from Mbumo, just doesn't see him get past Jacques Cormier, does really well.
I'd be very interested to see Mbumo's heat map just in the first half, because in that free role that he's playing, you see him popping up on the left to support the play, but also popping up on the right, and I think it just gives him so much room to do whatever he wants to do. He becomes an outlet and really allows the striker Young up top to take up the most important positions in the box.
Well, he's proven himself in such a big way, hasn't he, Brian Mbumo? He is just the stint at Brentford was just extraordinary, wasn't it? 65 goals in 222 matches played, and he was just outstanding. Left-footed winger playing on the right, can play with his right foot, of course. He's got the full skill set, but he's a big guy as well. Protects the ball, passes the ball, the vision, creative awareness. He's a wonderful player, and I think Manchester United is so happy to have him, because he is one of the players who's really been solid throughout their stint, which has been a little bit up and down, of course, as we know. There's Cameroon pinching the ball in the midfield. How dangerous is he again? Daniel Namaso moving forward once again, and final pass not going to a lion, but going to a panther. Out wide, Junior Chamadeur, Stoke City man. Fires it in very quickly. Being picked up, long range shot coming in. Oh, it's being punched away there by Luis Mbaba. Shot coming in from Namaso, picked up by Mbumo down the right side again. Is Chamadeur dispossessed. Ahmed gets the last touch. Frustrating for him as the ball gets knocked over the line for thrown for Gabon. That was the shot, and that was the save.
Maybe a little bit anticipation from the attackers to really try and get on that second ball, because the goalkeeper really hasn't been convincing. If you parry that onto oncoming traffic, can easily get punished.
Well, it's also, we talked about the slippery surface. You whip that across, you've got to just stop it first of all. But there is that risk. You're absolutely right, because the water on the pitch, I mean, it's flying, isn't it? You can see how quick, just like that. For example, ball going out, little bit of contact at Cormier, along with Mbumo. No hard feelings. Strong challenge there. He definitely knew what he was doing. Based in the Loire Valley, the beautiful Loire Valley in France, where playing for Angers in Ligue 1, a team that went up into the top flight last season. And throw in here for Junior Chamadeur. It goes long and into the penalty box. Hands are up, foul committed. Free kick for Gabon. Very interesting start to this 35th edition of the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations. Oh! Don't play with fire when you got someone who, well, I'm sure that he could probably, you know, battle over 80 meters with some of those Olympic runners, you know, at the who are racing down the running track, because he's got fast pace, isn't he? Collected in the midfield, lovely little flick there into the path of Namaso. It goes through, another chance for a shot. Look at that defensive work at the back. Quality stuff there coming from Ansi Oyono. Comes across, sweeps, diffuses, and clears.
When you look at the awareness, the weight of the pass from Namaso, but Yongwa, from that wing back position, the amount of space that he needed to cover to get into that crucial area is just amazing.
I think that was a little bit cheeky.
Yeah.
his coach is going, where's he going, where's he going,
Yeah.
where's he going? But he did, and he made it, he nearly managed it. If he'd have scored the goal, he would have been the toast of the town. Here's the Mbumo corner coming up, and it's gone straight back into his path. With that left foot, he whips it back over into the penalty box. Goes over and out for another corner. And Manga is the man who gets in the way because he needed to, because otherwise you could see who was lingering and loitering with intent just behind it. The goal scorer, Etayo. Daniel Namaso. Another corner over on that far side. Into the penalty box it goes, headed away. It's a very firm challenge that was on Royce Openda. And he couldn't even get anywhere near it. He was literally knocked to the ground as the ball came out. Just look at this. There you go. That's the shove. And from toCameroon. But that's also his job.
Yep.
You know, you open up your wings. You know, you open up your wings like an albatross, protect the ball,
Yeah.
and you know that there's a defender who's going to come into you because he wants to dispossess you. And the free kick, it just diffuses the danger for a moment.
Yeah, 100%. That starts with winning the second ball. Then from there, you can start getting your play going.
But also, you know, just it just cuts the rhythm,
Yeah.
especially if you've been under attack for a few phases of play. Ball goes out. It's going to be another throw in for Gabon. So Gabon will just turn things around a little bit, give themselves a chance to actually, you know, have possession. Looks like it's Rigobert Song who's up there inside in the stadium, just well, literally about 10 meters away from where we are. Absolute legend, of course, Rigobert Song. Most matches played in the finals, 36, a record holder in so many different departments, of course, and I think he's got 138 caps, hasn't he, for Cameroon? If my numbers are correct, anyway, Amanda, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure you will. But yeah, incredible. I tell you what, I'm one off, 137, so I do apologise. Just checking my notes. It's a very spooky scenario here with the clouds that are coming down from the mountains. I promise you. You know, it's not raining, which is quite a fine thing because we've seen a lot of rain right across the country at lots of the different stadiums, from Fez to Rabat, Casablanca, and Marrakesh, of course. We had rain here earlier today, but there's some mist in the air. It's just it's creating quite an interesting scenario, you know.
Setting the mood right. You did talk about it. You called it that it might just precipitate over the stadium.
It's Mango with a header, and ball. And a free kick here for Gabon. Trailing by a goal to nil, Gabon. but changes that have been made to try and trigger something. We haven't really seen the ever-dangerous Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang just yet, but he has come on. He's got his hands full. That's great work from Njong, and winning the ball perfectly up against Namaso. Who's been one of the players. There's the little header there from Young to try and find a mover back into the safe hands of Lois Mbaba. And last minute here in Agadir. Picked up by Andre Poku. Need to try and do something, need to calm things down in the midfield. It's an interesting tussle and battle in the midfield, isn't it, Amanda? You can just see that players are trying to keep it, hold it, but there's a little bit of intensity just around who's going to win that battle, because at the moment, as we see 3 minutes of added time for at the end of this first half, you know, who's going to win that? But going out wide, Gabon have a little bit of space and pace, and a chance here for Yono. It's into the penalty box. Just goes over and out for a corner. Dealt with at the back, but just look at the danger. Bwanga was there, and of course you're going to see Aubameyang lingering. And finally, it's also Mario Mina as well, just coming at the far post. Corner it is. And player down, and as you can see, it's Carlos Baleba, the Brighton and Hove Albion midfielder. And the stretcher coming on. I wonder if it's like a muscle injury. He's looking at his. It looks like it's a, well, the magic spray, a little bit of a limp. I wonder if it's if he's going to be coming back on. If he's walking off, that's already a good thing. Never like those muscle injuries, you know, hamstring or, you know, anywhere around the thigh, of course, back of the thigh. Dennis Bwanga. Gabon, lots of movement into the penalty box. There's a chance at the far post. Well, just a fraction too late to try and get on the end of it. And Aubameyang was there. Oh, Poco trying to get up. It comes off the head. That should be a corner, in fact, as it came off the head of Cotto. But it's indeed is a goal kick. And probably the last minute. Baleba getting treatment still. And they won't make a decision on whether he will stay or come off just yet. Delivery. A chance for a shot. Bwanga gets up. Deflection falls towards Lamina, but it's not connected with, and Gabon pick it up at the back. Need to move quickly as we're approaching 48th minute. Here's another delivery into the penalty box. Goes over, snatched out of the sky. Confidently there by Roger Passy. That was the chance. Aubameyang just allowing it to fall. The block there coming in from Chamadou was just sterling, well timed. Intense, very intense. Wow, there's a lot happening here, and there's going to be a lot happening in the second half. Gabon, big changes on the 30th minute, but Cameroon with a 6th-minute goal scored by Carl Young to offer Cameroon a 1-0 lead at the break against Gabon here in Agadir.
This place is bigger than I thought.
So we've only got 1 hour, Could you plan us a tour?
I see you're at the Liam Museum. Shall we focus on traditional Korean art?
Well, we are in Korea, so let's do it.
Great. Head to the M1 building to see historic treasures.
This book, isn't it fascinating?
That's not a book. It's a roof tile, often found on the houses of the rich.
Bailey.
Now available, a delicious collaboration between Baileys and Terry's.
A billion to look that good. Take it all off, all the pretty oils to the floor.
Million gold for her.
1 million fragrances by Gabon.
Right now at Wren, you can get up to 50% off selected quartz worktops.
So I'm going to be excited.
Wren, made for living. Up to 60% off our stylish space-saving fitted bedroom units. Made for making dreamy bedrooms a reality. Wren, made for living.
Kate's dealing with meetings, deadlines, and a banging headache. Luckily, Panadol Extra Advanced tablets are made for people like Kate and others who want effective pain relief that's more powerful than standard paracetamol. Panadol Extra Advanced gets to work in 10 minutes. That's one for Panadol.
Holiday, I see them made in a whole new light. Mediterranean holidays from $6.99. P&O Cruises, holiday like never before. At all protected.
Dave's just used confused.com, so the thought of car insurance no longer weighs him down.
I don't want this.
Insurance feels better when you've just used Confused.
Stream live and on demand on these Bush TVs. With Freely built in, there's no need for a dish, box or aerial. All you need is Wi-Fi. Starting from only £99 at Argos. Search Freely.
Disappointing children's theatre, piling on the pounds, worrying about the impending AI apocalypse, or the 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown Christmas Special. Your call.
The 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown Christmas Special on Channel 4. Stream or watch tonight at 9.
Up against the Panthers. Well, this is a long ball that was sent up forward there by Cotto. Brian Mbumo picks the ball out just in front of the three, sets it up. A through ball to Eto Young, finds the back of the net, and they're steering the ball underneath Lois and Baba after just 6 minutes of play. And following VAR, you can see that the last defender was kept. That man, Eto Young, onside position, racing through, first time shot, hit with pace, velocity between the legs of Lois Sambaba to offer the indomitable Lions a 1-0 lead. Free kick whipped in from that left-hand side by Mbumo, just goes over the shot. Attempt by Samuel Cotto to latch onto it, sees the ball fly out for a goal kick. As Gabon diffuse the danger once again. Lots of pressure on the Gabon defence at the same time. They try and work their magic. That was a timely intervention there from Ansu Yono, coming across to make sure that it was not going to be Darlin Yongwa who's going to latch onto that. Corner that really found Michael Yang, who surprisingly came on after 30 minutes. 1-0 half-time scores in Agadir, this Group F clash.
All these cheeses from the same cow?
No.
No. No, 400. Yeah, you can almost taste the cows grazing in the meadows. Mind if I... I'd say that's a social cheese.
Win your share of £100,000 when you play bingo for free at Tombola. Play for free.
Even at the home of the black stuff, they dream of a white one.
Happy Christmas.
Welcome to Eurocamel.
Some stories are so great they stay with you and never leave. You just need to know where to find them. Disney Plus, a lifetime of great stories.
Dad, I'm a genius. I can make us penguins fly.
That's going to be tricky without wings.
Exactly. That's why I've got Red Bull. It gives you wings. All we have to do is drink it.
Now?
Come on, Dad. Just drink it. Watch this. Oh, what's going on?
It's 40 degrees below. What did you think? We're just standing here having fun?
Red Bull gives you wings, but only if you drink it.
Ah.
Up to 60% off our stylish space-saving fitted bedroom units. Made for making dreamy bedrooms a reality. Ren, made for living.
He said, beaming around at them. Ron pulled out his own wand. The club flew suddenly out of the troll's hand. There was a blinding flash of red light.
Harry Potter, the full cast audio editions. Listen on Audible.
Hello, darlings. Massive. It's now or never. Here we go.
The Star Baker is...
So what's this all about?
Why are you not together?
We need to finish on a group hug or something.
Stream now on Channel 4.
Welcome back to the Grandstand Agadir. We are here in southern Morocco, or the southernmost city that's hosting this Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations 2025. I mean, come on, what kind of drama can we actually get from this fabulous competition? So far, we got Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's come on after 30 minutes. Everybody thought, just talking to the likes of, Patrick Mbomo, who's one of the consultants, and just talking with Amanda, of course, and, we're just going, wow, we've been bluffed. No one expected him to come onto the pitch. Everybody thought that left thigh strain was going to keep him unavailable until that game against Mozambique. But, oh, no, come on. Let's shake things up a little bit, bring him on, and all of a sudden we've got a different kind of game up front. The changes have been made, along with him and, of course, Mario Lemina.
Yep, and that's it. This is what AFCON is about, the pride of the nation. And if it is that Aubameyang, player of his profile, wants to sacrifice himself, put his body on the line for the nation, so be it, because he feels there's a chance for them to fight, and why not?
Yeah, so got the substitution. Carlos Baleba, of course, the Brighton player, forced off right at the very end. Just got that little injury, of course, and well, he's been replaced by Onana. Sean Emile Onana. He's just going to come straight into that position. There's a chance here for Gabon right from the very start, as Dennis Bawanga is the player who was just trying to wrestle himself away from the Camerooni defenders. Gabon need to get possession, need to bide their time and keep it away from these dangerous Cameroon players, because they've got quality, haven't they, Amanda? They've got the chance, they've got plenty of scope and ability to actually prize open that Cameroon defence. The fact is that they're being closed down quite quickly in that midfield area.
Yep, they need to start finding the spaces. They want to keep locating Openda, who is a reference. He's an outlet immediately once they get the ball possession. But because Cameroon are playing with the wing backs, it becomes very difficult for him to get ball position. So they need to try and play in between the lines, forcing them into the midfield, which is quite congested.
Yeah, and I think that they're, it's they look very well organised, Cameroon at the back. But the moment that they get a jumper is the moment that you've got to strike. You've got to expose that space. You've got to get inside of there, and it all comes down to the midfield and the way that they move that. But they do have the likes of this man who's getting on the end of it, and there's Aubameyang trying to get himself a little bit of space. The danger is there, and diffusing the scenario on that occasion is done.
Yeah, and I mean, there's no defense that doesn't have mistakes. And that's why you want to have the likes of Aubameyang who can pounce and punish on these mistakes.
Oh, big time. Does it? It is for his day job. There's the shot going over the top. It's easily taken there by Epassi. And Roger Epassi, 6'2", Dynamo Bucharest player now, playing his 11th match for Cameroon. Over on the right-hand side, lots of Gabon supporters here, of course, and I think that the locals are getting a little bit behind them as well. Dealt with at the back by Jack Ikomi. And a clash there just to bring down Andre Poko. He's wily, isn't he, Poko? I like the way that he just flies off and races down that left side. This is based in Turkey, playing for Ahmed SK. That was a bit of a journeyman, played in Saudi Arabia and Croatia for East.
He's probably going to have to get stuck in. It's going to be a little bit much more combative in the second half.
Yeah, but they've lost one of their biggest dangers, of course, Cameroon. Not just as a defender, but also as a midfielder, but also as a defender, because he's tucked in front of Cotto, isn't he, Carlos Baleba? And he has been, pivotal in all those battles when they actually get the ball down the flanks and through the middle area. As Mbuma picks the ball up, little acceleration there, shows a little bit too much of the ball. Dealt with there at the back by the ever dangerous Kweli Manga. Gets the ball back though and tries to get it back across. Again, it's the centre back and stalwart frame of Bruno Kweli Manga who clears again. Well, captain by name, captain by nature. We won't give him Marvel comic status just yet, Amanda, but he's getting there.
I mean, after 100 or so caps, he surely is a marvel to watch in terms of just the experience and the calm and composure that he brings into that back four. And this is the physical battle we're certainly going to see. Very combative in those duels, that is Gabon and Cameroon.
Yeah, 110th cap. There's the free kick. Cleared up. Bobo with the touch. Great opportunity here. Goal number 2 does come for Junior Chamadou. But how about the vision there from the Manchester United man, Bobo? He saw it outside of the left foot into the path of Chamadou, the Stoke City man, and able to rifle the ball past the goalkeeper. It goes wide of Luis Mbaba's goal. A head in the hands moment there, of course, for David Hagu.
Yeah, Mbuma does exceptionally well just to slip that ball through. Chimendu with a beautiful run. I think he just saw his name in the lights. He should have just punched it, thumped it very hard over that top corner. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, but completely misses the target.
Aubameyang gets it back. Calm, composed. Here he goes on a little bit of a wander here. It's inside, thwarted by a trio of indomitable lions. There you go. Outnumbered in the feline department, 3 lions against 1 panther. Yeah.
That's it. Cameroon have just been exceptional in terms of just hunting together, making sure that they close those passing lines for Gabon, making it very difficult to string those passes in that midfield.
Again, stalwart action there from the Gabon defence, but they give away an easy ball as it's picked up there again. It's Young, unable to just sneak the ball past his player, dispossessed. Nicely done, great ball. It's got a little bit too far. Goalkeeper Passy comes out and slams it up into the stands. As Bwango is racing and darting and sneaking towards him. 6 minutes in Gabon, into the second half. Gabon looking a little bit dangerous on attack, but they need to, again, just keep that ball in the midfield and just wait for that right pass. There you go, that's the new edition of this football here. Tree football, it's all about ambition and the light and the pursuit of excellence, of course. We've also got the mascot, Assad, who's here somewhere tonight. We'll probably get him in shot at one point. And here go Gabon on the attack. Oh, that's a stiff challenge there. It's been passed across, but cleared again, just in front of the penalty box. And Bomo gets the ball out, they move forward. High ball over the top, it's very dangerous indeed. Bomo going to latch onto that. Brave work there from Mbaba, comes out, deals with it. Now Gabon on the attack. Plenty of players in space as the Cameroon midfielders come back into position. No jumpers, no space just yet. Aubameyang trying to get back into position, racing up into the penalty box and looking to try and get that response. Doesn't get the right pass from that left-hand side, and you can see that Mario is trying to just pick him out and send him on his way, but the interpretation and the synergy wasn't happening there.
It becomes very difficult as well to try and thread that ball through with so many bodies in front. But then you have to play it. Just trust that toCameroon is going to get to it.
Listen, he's got nothing to prove, is he? Aubameyang picked up down this left side as they go working their magic once again as dispossessed. The Gabon defence doing the job there. It's a little getting tangled up. You can just see there's a little bit of a pushing and shoving there. And down in Yongwa on Openda, he's getting a bit rough ride, isn't he, in this encounter, just in the way that he's been, getting tangled up and brought down and dealt with there. Of course, we saw Tononuhu giving him a run for his money on a couple of occasions. Nice little touch, couldn't control, couldn't take it forward. Cameroon pick it up. Bomo protects it well, lofts the ball over the top. It's gone a little bit too far and easily taken there by Mbaba. Very cool player at the back, Bruno Manga. It's a good ball over to the left-hand side, kept in, but I don't think he realised that he could actually get to it, Dennis Bwango. And the ball passed back to his goalkeeper. I think it's the longest lull in activity that we've actually had in this game. But it's going to come to an end, of course. And Mbaba picks it up just in front, puts it on the left. Well, there's a great shot, and it's pushed away there by Mbaba. And that's going to be a throw-in for Gabon. What a great thumping drive that was from the Manchester City man. He puts it on his left foot, trying to curl it around. A great save from Mbaba. counter into the penalty box and forced to make a clearance there. Tolonuhu under pressure there coming from Openda, who's got the pace.
Yeah, he's got the pace. Gabon really need to start turning the defensive line of Cameroon to face their own goalkeeper, finding those spaces in behind.
Aubameyang, you get this back. First ball, first touch, getting the ball back across. Nicely tidied up there by Ndong. And over to the left-hand side. That's a wild pass that really was. And it just easily picks up there in the midfield there by Namaso. Namaso gets it back again. Now they've got options. And Bumo's making a run, tries to go for it. Needed to hold it. I think that the timing was off the moment that he actually lifted his head up and tried to thread the ball through there from Junior Chamado. But it does take a touch, and of course they will get the chance to fire this into the penalty box and try and get a second goal 11 minutes into this Group F clash, the last clash of the first round of action. We've seen everybody. We've seen every team play so far. There's the delivery. Goes over the shot. Oh, the pace. I love it. Keeping that ball in play. Great work to come across. And Nuhu, just no nonsense defensive coverage, isn't it? I love the way that he plays. The Seattle Sounders player playing in the MLS. And of course, coming up against Dennis Bouanga, who plays for Los Angeles. Takes a touch. Gabon clear the danger. Nicely done, Aubameyang. That's a wonderful ball to the right-hand side. The diagonal pass has been picked up, and a chance for them. Oh, lovely touch as well. Openda trying to get himself the ball across. Has been pulled across. Over the left-hand side, there was someone spare. And I think that it was Bouanga who could have taken that pass there. And it would have been a completely different scenario altogether.
Yeah.
Again, the ball comes across and it's headed away. Danger in the Cameroon defence. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Bumo gets the ball back, and they will try and send it up field. Well, that was another intense moment as we saw what Gabon are capable of doing.
Yeah.
Just shaking things up a little bit, Amanda.
Yeah. I think we anticipated that coming into the second half that they would throw everything at Cameroon, changing tactics as well, changing personnel, and also just Aubameyang coming in. And of course Mario, I think it just lifted the spirits of the Gabon players, and now they certainly really want to keep chasing the game.
Gabon, when you listen to the words of Thierry Moyama in the press conference yesterday, it's all about we want to get through to the semi-finals, we want to take it a step further, and of course being only the second coach from Gabon to lead the Panthers at an Africa Cup of Nations after Alain Costa Suarez, of course, who was the man at the helm in 1996 when they got to the quarterfinals. He's on a mission, and they're on a mission, but they've got to find an answer, and they've got to get themselves a goal to get themselves back into this. But fabulous atmosphere here in Agadir. This wonderful part of the world. Dong into the middle. There's Mario. He's really playing quite deep at the moment. He's the kind of player you want to push forward a little bit. He's got wonderful attributes as a defensive midfielder, but you just want him to light it up a little bit more as they move forward. But I think it's just because of the structure of this Cameroon defence that they're not being able to unleash some of the talent that they want in midfield, because they're being locked down a little bit.
They need a little bit of more movements. They need to sort out whether they're going with the three-man midfield in terms triangle, or they're going with the double pivots, 2 6s sitting, so that allow a little bit of space, but also the angles in terms of just the triangles and the passing angles. You need to have options in and around the ball.
Yeah, and I think that Onana's come in to replace Baleba, and he's keeping an eye on Mario to the point where he's not being given too much space, because they know how dangerous he is. They know what he's done in his career, and he's a wonderful passer of the ball, but playing so deep, you want him to push forward. But then he produces balls like this, and it finally finds Aubameyang with the shot that just the shot coming in from Bowanga, who look at this, and we talk about what he's capable of doing. That came from a little mishap. Wonderful running line there coming from Dennis Bowanga, who comes across, of course, a couple of options, and finally it's steered high.
Yeah, and that's what Onana can give you. He's got great vision, good eye for a pass, weights it quite nicely, but of course, it just becomes very difficult when he gets into those aerial duels. It becomes a 50-50 sort of pass.
And you don't want the 50-50, you want something that's, a little bit more on your side, in terms of, just guaranteeing that the delivery is going to be good. You've got players who are so capable of striking the ball so well, given a little bit of space, but you've got to get the delivery there first. Something that they've just been lacking in that final third. Well, the previously eerie, spooky mist that's been surrounding the stadium has just literally lifted, and now it's a no-nonsense scenario where we want to see some, real action happening on the pitch. With 28 minutes left to play, Quilimanga is one of those no-nonsense players. Of course, he will clear his lines. Not the right pass. They're giving the ball away too easy. There he is. Another pass going towards Mbuma that was intercepted. Cameroon getting the ball back. Oh, they're giving the ball away. Danger! Very much danger! Aubameyang! Oh, he just falls off his feet. He sometimes stoops down a little bit too low. But he was racing onto that. That was a giveaway scenario. All he needed to do was stay on his feet and try and get the shot in. You would have really not betted against him getting a shot and getting a goal. But that squared pass basically tells you that things are not going as planned for Cameroon at the moment, as they're about to make a couple of changes as well.
Yep, that was Bwanga, and in that instant, they're making the box entries, and that's most important. They're adding the numbers in that final third. And there's options in and around the ball carrier, and that's what you want to do. Runners, players that are willing to find those spaces.
Shake it up a little bit, exactly. There's the long ball, it's been cut out once again. And Openda picks it up. Support here from Oyono, the Frosinone player, 29. Well, 30th match playing for Gabon today. Cleared quite competently. And here he is once again. Quilimanga. Left to play. Cameroon sitting on a one-goal advantage. Gabon eager to get an equaliser. Putting a little bit more pressure on this Cameroon defence. Just not giving them everything. And not allowing them to play in the way that they are hoping at them as it stands. As the ball comes to Che Malone. Locking it down a little bit, Amanda.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. Here he is, Sopenda. The Lorient player with that acceleration. The ball from Ndongo to the left-hand side, a little bit of space, a chance for a shot, it's lofted into the penalty box, a chance for a header, the pick-up, and the shot comes in Openda, and then finally there's a drive that goes high, and it's Ndong on the edge of the penalty box, quite far out in fact, a little bit downtown, rather than in the city centre. Well, here we go, it's young Frank Magri's going to come on to replace him. And Ebimbe comes on for Manasso. So these are just direct replacements in positions. Nothing new. Etta Young, maybe just giving some fresh legs out there for the last 23.5 minutes. Midway through the second half, it will just inject a little bit more energy within this Cameroon team, especially in key positions like that. Namasso's had a fantastic game, working very hard in the midfield. You know, the long strides going through the middle, always kicking up a stink in the defence for Gabon. And then Magri, of course, just replacing a player who's been really working hard. Brian Mbero gets the ball out. He's in the penalty box, waiting for a little bit of support. Intelligently gets the ball back. Oh, that's a high ball over the top, and well, it's been hit into no man's land. Collected at the back by that man, Yongwa.
Oh,
A little bit of luck to get the ball into the path of Openda. Openda, he goes, well, there's a bit of contacts there, of course, from Abelan as he goes. Boko goes down, and the referee not stopping the game momentarily. And picks up with a chance. There's Bimbe out to the left-hand side. Here's Yongwa. Yongwa gets the ball across. Oh, he's just fallen over as he tried to take and carry that ball forward, but the referee will stop the game momentarily for the injury on Andre Poko. Looks like he's in some pain. Look at that. Oof. Yeah, treading on that right foot as he flies down to the ground. And then this was the effort. Couldn't quite scramble his way through the defence and into the clear to try to find a way through Bruno Ekwelimanga. And normally, I mean, he's described as a brick wall, so you can't get past him.
Yeah, and I mean, in that instance, he does really well. Most defenders will really want to panic. He just stands his authority. And you as a striker, you panic because you really want to make the box entry. One touch could be very crucial, and I think he's quite experienced to know that you just need to stand your ground and make sure that you don't get a shot on target.
He's a guy who's got the experience, but he's also, got the defensive understanding that shift your body too much, away in that position where there's commit a foul. So stand tall, don't shove yourself, but just big yourself up a little bit. And normally, the defender, the forward won't get past you. Did a good job, which is what he's been doing throughout this game. But the fact is that they are trailing by a goal to nil, and that is the issue for Gabon. And back in action. There's the long ball into the penalty box. Well, I think that the flag goes up for offside over on that far side, and you can just see that Dennis Bwanga just darting off a little bit too quickly behind the last man. We get the There we go, that's the moment. And on this occasion, I think it's a good call from the linesman.
Yeah, good call indeed.
So Zidane, who's in Morocco, of course, watching Algeria because his son Luca is the goalkeeper, of course, for the Algerian national team. That's where he's decided to call this a great opportunity. This is picked up here, and the ball comes over. There's players galore. Aubameyang gets the ball out to the right-hand side. There's the shot. It's been pulled across. Too many Cameroon defenders back in position. Needed to go for the earlier shot. Didn't manage to do so. Oyono picks it up at the back.
Good chance for Gabon. Once again, they make those final third entries. It's just the decisiveness. It's making the right decision in that final third.
Openda's gone for a run, and it's a beautiful run. Oh, it's a great save there from Epassi. Excellent reading of the ball. He saw that there was a gap. He's got the pace, and the delivery was just sumptuous. Just look at this again.
Yeah, this time around, Gabon managed to break that midfield. Good ball behind the defenders. Panda, who else but to run onto it. Epassi also standing his ground. Makes a brilliant save.
Jim Alvina coming on to replace Royce Openda. And Andre Puko is going to go off as well. And Ruben Lufalou has come on. Again, just tactical changes. Not tactical changes, just changes because he wants fresh legs on, but at the same time, you know, you bring on players who can add a little bit of a zip. There's a decent ball, far post, it goes over the shot, wasn't read very well. You've got to go for everything, and I think that, you know, when you've got a player like this man here, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, you've got to even presume that the defender's not going to get onto it, because normally he would have just glided around the back there and just stooped down and made contact with that ball.
Yeah, but also just put it there, drive it in, slip it through. Defenders are to make mistakes, force them into those errors.
It's a good ball, it's a very good ball. It's been picked up by Ibimbe into the penalty box, gets the shot in it, just goes wide. It's going to be a goal kick. There was no contact with the defender. But again, you look at these guys at the back, and they're just doing a sterling job in just blocking and stopping and getting in the way. The trouble is that they still need to find a goal.
Yeah, they're defending it so well. And most teams that really advance in these sort of competitions, if you defend well, you're bound to score a goal. But that's what Gabon really need to do. Not just one goal, but maybe more than one.
There was contact, and there is a corner. Eric Mukatu just getting in the way. Brian Mbumo about to deliver with that little sweet left foot of his into the penalty box. It goes, and no chance for a shot, and a block coming there. Magri, he's going to lose possession there. Magri wasn't able to do anything with that, so he gets bumped off his marker and gets the last touch. 16 minutes left to play. $35,200 in this Adra Stadium tonight. And a corner here for Bumo again. Watch out for Nuhu, watch out for the big guys coming up. Cotto's lingering as well at the far post. The ball comes over. Anybody with a header? There's a chance, but it's being dealt with there and picked up by Mbaba. A bit of contact with him. Offering a gap on a free kick at the back. 15 minutes left to play. Are there any more twists in this in this storyline, Amanda. What do you think?
Oh, we have to see. It looks like the defense of Cameroon are choosing to go on the 5-3-2 formation to really try and block those wide areas for Gabon that want to exploit and give those crosses.
Ball just coming off. Oyono. The governor of Agadir, who's here, of course, supporting this fabulous venue and fabulous tournament, of course, and well, everybody's turning up in Morocco, it seems, at the moment to come and follow the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations 2025. And earlier in the year, of course, we had the Women's Under-17 FIFA World Cup, which is going to be hosted by Morocco for 5 years, so 4 following years, which will lead it perfectly up to 2030, which of course is when we'll see the FIFA World Cup, which will be hosted by Morocco, which is kind of the extraordinary second time on the continent after South Africa in 2010. And of course, Amanda, we were working together for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations earlier in the year in July, which was fabulous as well. Some brilliant football, and we got to see some incredible action, didn't we, over the course of July?
Yeah, we did. And that final, Nigeria versus Morocco, the greatest comeback in the women's AFCON I've ever seen.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yongwa with a throw-in, tries to get it into the penalty box, comes back as Frank Magri. Oh, that was knocked back by that man, Mokachu, and out for a corner. Magri just getting in the way, look at that. Oh, that could have gone anywhere. Didn't even have time to adjust. But Magri's a danger man, of course, we know all about him and what he's capable of doing. Another corner coming their way. Late for Toulouse at Ligue 1. Boomer with the corner. Perfectly delivered off the post, off the crossbar and out. Magri, the Toulouse man. Wow, that was so close. A power header. Let's have a look at this again. Look at Magri. He's going to get up for that. It comes, he hits it down, it comes off Equele Manga. It doesn't, it actually comes off Ekomie. Another corner. Bomo, another header as well. Crikey, Magri has just been making his mark since he came on. That's 2 direct headers. They've got to really, you know, now's the time to say, guys, why has he been given so much time and space to do that?
He's just finding, because he's such a typical striker, any little bit of space in the box, he knows how to utilize it. He just keeps jumping behind Oyono. That was a second corner.
Just too easy. And Bumo picks up a yellow card for that challenge on Jim Alavina. There you go. Little sneaky bit of contact just to knock him off his balance. That is, in fact, the first yellow card of this clash here in Agadir. Alavina. Oh, takes a deflection. Certainly taken there by Roger Epassi in goal. Jim Alavina's not played much football this since the start of the season. He's been out injured quite a lot, so it's been quite extraordinary. Also, he's got himself a chance to come onto the pitch. Just gives you an idea of you know, how much bluffing and tactical, you know, tricks are being played by these coaches. Oh yeah, Pierre Aubameyang's never going to play. He'll be back after the new year. course he
I
is.
mean, you can't be playing open cards.
Yeah, it's true. Here they go, chance here, and it's just a solid defensive touch there, just to clear the danger coming from Samuel Cotto, but wow. Look at the run. Over the top it goes. One touch, maybe that first touch should have been the touch just to lock the goalkeeper, and that would have been possibly in the back of the net and scored there, but Maralamina's the dangerous man. But he couldn't score, he couldn't get his shot in.
Mario's making those deep searching runs, the late runs inside the box. He's interchanging those positions with the top strikers just to make sure that they confuse the defenders, and that's what you need to see. Gabon just really varying their play, making those box entries, but once again, it's the decision making.
9 minutes to go here in Agadir. Quillen Manga at the back, the captain. Who comes out wide? Oh, you know, with Alavina. Another player for Onche. Dom looking for movement. Alavina, he's got that wonderful ability. Oh, he's just showed a little loss of control there, and then foul committed. And pick up possession. And there's Onana, has just treads on his foot there. Buffalo. Look at that, that's the Magri header number 1. And we'll probably get to see the second one. Ooh, look at that.
And they all just keep being placed at the same spot. And Oyono's not dealing with it. And the captain is saying this is the second time.
Yeah, but he's got the right to say that.
Yeah.
You've got to be keeping, you've got to be hugging that guy and stopping him from doing the same things, you know, twice in a row. It's the last thing that a coach wants to see. It's the last thing that a captain wants to see.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like it came off Yongwa, but it's Cameroon who will get possession. The Lorient player. 10th cap playing for Cameroon. Magri. Free kick. A little bit of holding there. And a chance here for Cameroon to try and light up the sky once again with another goal. Oyono commits the foul. Look at that shirt pulling. Pretty blatant, I think, Commando.
Yeah. This is it. Those duels, very combative, physical duels as well. But of course, the number 9 does really well just to protect the ball. And like you said, just to calm things down a little bit, just to control the tempo, break that play.
Magri has been dangerous in the air. They want to keep tabs on him. It's Shaka Komiye who's going to have his work cut out. Needs to keep him in close check. There's no delivery coming over, and there's a header there from Gabon. Chadur, and then the ball back to Jay Malone, back over to the right hand side. Cameroon moving deep into enemy territory once again. Great solid defensive work there from Uktu, and he does draw the foul from Yongwa, and it's going to be a free kick.
Substitution for Gabon. Playing number 4 is replaced by playing number 10. تغيير في صفوف منتخب الجابون خروج اللاعب رقم 4 أليكس ودخول اللاعب رقم 10
Sunday goes off. Sunday Mukatu. And Bika's going to come on. And going to be interesting to see what he manages to do out here. Sami Babika, the 25-year-old, the 12 Rouge de Belgrade, the Red Star Belgrade player, 20th cap. The ball goes out wide, picked up, danger. Alavina over on the other side. Has plenty of experience, puts it on his left foot. No, on the right. Who knows which foot he's going to play with? You just never know. He's dancing and dribbling and doing his swift wizardry. There's the delivery into the penalty box. Anybody there? It's headed. First time shot. A little bit of a volley, takes a deflection. Picked up by Yono. He just can't get the ball back. Anthony Yono to Ndong. And picked up there by Ebimbe. But retrieved by Gabon. And the Panthers go again. 1-0. Ete Young's 6th minute opener. After a pass and assist from Brian Mbemo separates these two teams. I'll give you the chance to ask you if you know what the collective noun for a group of Panthers is. Amanda?
You're putting me on the spot.
I know. It is called a claw of Panthers. Did you ever know that? I never knew that.
A claw?
A claw of Panthers. That's the official one. You can also say a shadow of Panthers, which I like as well.
A shadow.
We know what Lions are because it's all about pride. And at the moment, the indomitable Lions are playing with pride, and so are Gabon. But the fact is that it is the 5-time champions who are leading with that single goal and holding on to it. But will Gabon, will the Panthers strike? Will they pounce? Oh, there's a foul over that far side. And a free kick and possibly a card for the captain, Cholonuhu. And a free kick in a very dangerous position here for Gabon. But Beak has just come on, and look, he's already gone down and caused all sorts of scenarios. Look at the speed, but that's a scything challenge there to bring him down.
And because Chimadu's got so much speed, he's a pacey guy. I don't think he should have lunged in like that, and he knows very well. I mean, you're already there, just make sure that you force him out wide. Don't make him get that cross.
Chamadu, it was. Now, what have they got to offer from this? Have to capitalise. You can see what's happening here. You've got this man, Denny Bwanga. They've got to whip it in. Goes straight for goal, but he goes high. And the hand goes up to apologise for the star who's living the dream in Los Angeles.
Don't know if it's the execution or maybe just deciding to go for a goal when you've committed so many numbers. The top centre backs, the tall centre backs are in the box. I'm not sure that was the best decision.
I don't think it was. I think he took it too quickly. And I was thinking, why don't you really hit it hard, low, so that it just gets a deflection or something towards goal. Get it past, the wall.
Yeah.
And it always causes a problem, when you hit those, it's like a pinball machine, isn't it? Flying off and it can go anywhere. Macri going down, challenge from the Manga. There you go. Timely challenge, but it comes from behind on Magri, so it does take a little bit of contact. Nancy is about to come on. Jazina Bielsi, the Lokomotiv Moscow centre back. And it's Anthony Ovom who goes off. They'll just stockpile the defenders at the back and just stop everything from coming through, I think is what they're trying to do here, which I understand. You've got a lead and you've got a few minutes left. There'll probably be a few minutes as well added on. And there's Manga, Ikwele Manga getting himself a little bit of a talking to from the referee because he's again got himself in there. But look at Magri goes down. I think there was a little bit of shirt pulling from Magri at the same time, but he's the one who's on the ground.
Yeah. I think the captain is deciding to take matters into his own hands and really track Magri to make sure that he doesn't connect the ball very easy, doesn't get those turns, but also just making sure he's far off from the top and way into that midfield. But what that can do, can open the loopholes at the back for the other oncoming strikers to capitalize.
Mbumo about to deliver. Can Cameroon grab a second goal from this? Magri's been a thorn in the Panthers' side. Can he latch onto this once again? And Bumo, delivery, goes in as the defensive header blocks the way, and it's drilled away comfortably by Anthony Oyono.
Additional time, 4 minutes.
4 minutes of added time. Oyono looks like this. He's going to go all the way back to his captain, William Manga. Back over to the left-hand side. Moving forward, of course, he's going to go forward. Mario is the man who goes forward. Need movement. They need to try and give themselves chances, opportunities. There's lockdown at the back with this Cameroon defence, but they have to find a way. Lovely touch, nicely done. Aubameyang gets the ball across, doesn't manage to get a clean ball over into the middle. Nicely done by Ndong. And the chance to square the ball. Mario picks it up on that left-hand side. Into the middle it goes. Falufulu. Ndong. Being pushed out. That's not the right ball, but they give it away. Alavena back out. As Oyono gets the ball across. Anybody there? Time is running out. 2.5 minutes remaining. Have to find a way. Have to get a shot in. Drilled straight through the middle. Maybe not the right decision. And Bumo unable to get that. It's overcooked and goes out of the line. Tense times, Amanda. Tense times.
Nervy times, and these are the critical stages of the game. Critical phase of the game where absolute concentration, maximum concentration is required.
And Bumo going down into the corner. Probably, that's a very firm challenge there coming from Ndela. And Bumo just falling over the top, but picked up by Gabon with Ndong. They go out left. Alavena, lovely little turn, tries to look up, find someone in space, not have the moment. There's the high ball, far post, not bad at all. The control is very good. Just couldn't sneak the ball past as marker goes down. Oyono, and look at this. On the attack. A little lunge there to try and push the ball forward a little bit more. Just to see them take it in the right direction. Thwarted. Gabon. Last chances of this game. And the final clash of the first round of group games right across the board. Seen some wonderful football, we've seen some drama, we've seen some great goals scored. And El Kabi's overhead in the opening game, probably the standout goal, but there's so much more to come.
Yeah.
Pressure cooker situation here, Amanda.
You know, this is my territory. Passion crab territory. Let's see if there's drama.
Oh, he's nicely taken that, and John gets the ball across. Is there anybody on the other end? Need to get a shot in. Oh, the shot doesn't happen. There's a player coming back, and there's a player down as well at the other end. Brian Bumo holds it up, takes his time. Threads the ball through. It's a one-on-one opportunity. He can't get past his man in Bimbe. And then now they got another shot. Gabon, long ball over to the other side. Smash and grab, as you say. Could be on the cards. The great control. It's been flicked up. The chance for Alavena to get his shot in. And it goes back into the path of Ipatsi. The defensive job has been done.
Yeah.
And that is the final whistle. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Wait there a second. There's something being communicated to the referee. Of course, it's is there handball? Is there something in this? Well, that was the block. You can see that Samuel Koto getting in the way.
Yep.
And that is it. They have managed to take the points They walk away empty-handed on this.
Full time. Cameroon 1, Gabon 0. Like, subscribe with notification. Guys, go in peace.